let's make sure that we have what we need for our practice. I invite you to reach for your blocks, your low footstool, or be close to a wall or some furniture so that you can lift the earth up towards you for balance and stability whenever you need to bring that into your practice. Our practice today is going to be a supermoon practice. We have a supermoon, which means the moon is at the point in its cycle around the earth, at the point at which it's closest to the perigee, and it will look 7% bigger and 15% brighter, if we can see it through the clouds. So it's also going to be a total lunar eclipse, which means that the earth is going to be directly between the moon and the sun. And because the moon is so low to the horizon at its nearest point, the earth's shadow is going to cross the moon, and therefore that's a total lunar eclipse. We, unfortunately, in the UK won't see it, but those of you in other parts of the world will be able to see it. And it may take the color of red because the sunset and the sunrise, the glow of the sunset and the sunrise, will cast a red glow on the face of the moon, depending on how much dust there is from the surface of the moon. So it's pretty exciting, potent, powerful, transformative moon we have. And our practice is going to be a fiery practice. When I say fiery, I mean fiery for the level of fieriness that I bring into my practice. So let's come into our easy seat. The mudra we're going to adopt is Rudra mudra. So remember, Rudra is another name for Shiva. And Rudra means howling, shrieking, wrathful, in different kind of ways of thinking of that energy. But really in this context for our practice today, the supermoon is an opportunity to light up, illuminate the dark shadows, the truth that we refuse to acknowledge or that we deny when we don't hear the calling of our own heart, or we don't tune into the relationships that are most nourishing for us. So this illumination of the truth that is calling out, that is howling out to be heard, will become present. So Rudra Mudra is in that aspect. So we're going to bring our thumb and index and ring fingers together. So thumb, ring, and index fingers touch, and the middle finger and the little fingers are extended. So when you look at it, it looks like the sort of bunny rabbit. So let's have our palms face up on our knees, closing your eyes or gazing down to the earth. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Breathing in, I expand with breath. Breathing out, I release with breath. Breathing in, I call on the truth. Breathing out, I surrender to the truth. Breathing in, all is illuminated. Breathing out, shadows are washed away. Breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out. I know I'm breathing out. Full breaths. As you inhale, draw the breath right down into your abdomen. Sense that your abdomen, the lower back, are expanding, filling. And as you breathe out, sense that the lower abdomen, the lower back are coming together like a deflating balloon and releasing the breath. Inhaling, expanding. Exhaling, contracting. If you wish, you can bring your hands into this movement so that you open your arms as you breathe in. Draw your hands together as you breathe out. We're going to chant our mantra. I'll chant 3 times and do call and response. This is the mantra for the full moon. This is also known as Buddha Purnima, the full moon. Om Purnamada. Together. Om Purnamada. Pūrṇimidam. Pūrṇimidam. Pūrṇāt. Pūrṇam udacyate. Pūrṇāt. Pūrṇam udacyate. Pūrṇasya. Pūrṇam ādāya. Pūrṇasya. Pūrṇam ādāya. Pūrṇam evāvaśiṣyate. Pūrṇam evāvaśiṣyate. Together, twice more. Om Pūrṇamada. Pūrṇamidam. Pūrṇāt. Pūrṇam udacyate. Pūrṇasya. Pūrṇam ādāya. Pūrṇam evāvaśiṣyate. One more time. Om Pūrṇamada. Pūrṇamidam. Pūrṇāt. Pūrṇam udacyate. Pūrṇasya. Pūrṇam ādāya. Pūrṇam evāvaśiṣyate. Om. 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 This mantra means that is the whole. This is the whole. From wholeness emerges wholeness. Wholeness coming from wholeness. Wholeness still remains. So this concept that when you think about, for example, 0, nothing, you can take away, you can add on, but it will still remain 0. 0 plus 0. 0 take away 0. Nothing plus nothing. Nothing take away nothing. Everything plus everything. Everything minus everything. So this sense of wholeness remains. This wholeness within the universe, the wholeness of the supermoon. So in our practice today, we're going to be expanding and contracting, going to be activating the fiery element. This is a full moon in Sagittarius. And so For the sign of Sagittarius, the element is fire. And visualize the centaur with the arrow, the bow and arrow, shooting up towards the moon, setting the target on the moon, carving a new path, a new illuminated path. So let's bring those energies in. If you're sitting on a block, remove your block. Place your fingertips on the earth. As you inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands together, down towards your heart. Inhale to open up, scoop up all of the expansion, the expansion of hands to your heart. One more time. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Bring your right hand to the earth. Bring your left hand into your Rudra Mudra. Ring index and thumb together. And middle and little finger extended over to the right. Inhale, over to the left. And again, bringing your mudra here. Let's flow in both directions. Back to center. Inhale, reach up. Interlace all your fingers, release your middle finger, Matangi Mudra. This is the fiery flame, the blood red moon. As you inhale, keep reaching up through your hands. As you exhale, we're going to turn over to the left and lower our hands to the earth behind and to our left knee. Gaze over your shoulder. Inhale, reach up in Matangi. Exhale over to the right. Release your hands to the earth. Inhale back to center with Matangi. As you exhale, reach forward with your middle fingers reaching forward here. Hands are interlaced. So all of the fingers are interlaced apart from the middle fingers in Matangi Mudra. This fiery mudra. One breath here. Inhale, reach up. Let's do this 3 times. Exhaling, arms parallel to the horizon. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, parallel to the horizon, where the super moon will sit. This blood red moon on the closest point to the earth. Last time, reach up, holding here. One breath. Hold the breath in until you can hold it in no longer. And then let's release the breath. Release your hands to the earth. Extend your left leg long. Exhale over to the right, coming into a twist here. Inhale through center, over to the left. Reach your right hand behind, left hand onto your heart. Inhale, lift your seat, extend through that left leg so that your foot is connected to the earth. Open your heart. Lift your gaze towards the sky, and perhaps you reach overhead with your Rudra Mudra. This is Chamatkarasana, a variation of wild thing. One more breath. Exhale, left hand to the heart, come back to your seat. Extend your right leg long, fold in the left leg. Turn over to the left, in a twist. So the twist is to fire up, to stoke up our fire, to light the embers. Inhale through center, over to the right, counter twist. Reach behind with your left hand, right hand on your heart. Press into the earth through all your finger pads of that left hand. Inhale, lift your seat. Bring the sole of your right foot to the earth. And then open your heart towards the sky. Open across that right shoulder and reach overhead with your right hand coming into Rudra Mudra. One more breath here. Exhale back to the earth. take a moment. So we're firing up the alchemical process of transformation in this kind of really potent time of the lunar cycle. Let's bring both of our feet together in Adaḥ butterfly pose. So let's have very generous expansion here. Create lots of space here for the fullness of the moon. Take a breath here. Lift your crown. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Have a slight sense that you're drawing your shoulder blades together, opening across the heart, realigning yourself. Let's gaze to the horizon. Here we're going to do some fiery and alone, alternate nostril breathing. So we're going to inhale through left, out through right. If this Adaḥ doesn't feel comfortable here to sustain, you can sit on a block or a cushion. Bring your dominant hand into Vishnu Mudra. That means fold in your peace fingers, index and middle. Hand in front of your nose. Close the right nostril. Inhale left. Close the left nostril. Hold the breath in just for a moment and then release the right nostril. Exhale right. Hold the breath out just for a moment before inhaling through the right nostril. Close the right nostril, hold the breath in for a moment, and then release the left nostril, exhale left. And we're going to continue like this. So inhale through the left. Cover the left, exhale right after a momentary pause. Your other hand can be in your Rudra Mudra. Inhale right. Cover the right, pause for a moment with the breath in. Exhale left. Inhale left. Cover the left, exhale right. Pause. Inhale right. Pause. Cover the right. Exhale left. One more round. Inhale left. Cover the left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Cover the right. Exhale left. Release your hands. So this balancing breath in through the left is the idam nadi, the lunar energy. In through the right is the solar energy or the dynamic fiery energy. Surya and Chandra coming together here in balance. Hands on your ankles, lengthen here through your crown. As you exhale, let's take our arms underneath our shins, our lower legs. Hands can stay flat on the earth. Reach your crown forward. Draw in the navel towards the spine. This is Kurmanasana, tortoise pose. One breath here. Keep reaching forward with your crown. And then as you exhale, drawing that navel in, coming back to center. Take a moment. Let's release that left foot to the left hip. Turn over to the right with your fingertips, coming into this variation of deer pose. Lift your crown here, be tall. Your legs are a zigzag. One more breath. Inhale over to the left. Back to center. Let's bring our knees up. windshield, wipe them in and out before we release the right foot to the right hip and the left leg so the shin is parallel. Inhale, lengthen, turn over to the left. Feeling tall here. Drawing that navel in towards the spine. Feeling this sense of digestive energy circulating here. Saman Vayu at the center of the body here. Inhale through center to look over to the right. Back to center. Let's come onto our feet. Take your feet as wide as you can. So we're going to have coming into variation of Malasana. So squat, yogi squat. So let's come here for a moment. You can stay here with your feet wide and you can bring your hands into your Rudra Mudra. Lengthen through your crown. If you wish, you can lift yourself up so that your seat is lifted here. And again, you bring yourself into your Rudra Mudra. Thumb, index, ring touching, middle and little finger extended. You can use your elbows on the inside of your knees. Feet turned out in the same direction as your knees. Open out your arms. Inhale, reach up and over with Matangi. Open out your arms. Exhale, bring them in. Take a moment, so that's one cycle. Inhaling out, reaching up. Exhale out and back in. One more time. So here you can see we are reaching for the horizon. Pointing through our arrow. And then exhaling to open with the fullness of the moon. Last time that round. Let's place our hands on the earth and rise up. Take your feet by heel toeing them out wide. Hands here resting on the earth or resting on blocks or a low footstool. Soften your crown. Relax your shoulders. Forward fold here. You can reach with your hands to the outside of your legs, your ankles, your big toes. Connecting with this expansion. So this supermoon is a turning point. This full moon is a turning point. It's like at that point where we are having a test of faith, where we come face to face with the illumination of our truth, perhaps the discomfort, the conflict associated with that. And so this is a point for you to choose which path you embark on now. Release your hands from your legs if they're on your legs. Walk your hands as far forward as you can walk them so that you come into a functional forward fold. Maybe you heel toe your feet slightly closer in. Turn your toes so they point forward. Lengthen through the spine, so tailbone reaching back. Breathe into that sacrum and the lower body here. You're on your fingertips here. So breathe into the lower back body here. Shift the weight towards the heels and then balance the weight from your heels to the mounds of the toes. Om pūrṇamada pūrṇamidam pūrṇāt udacyate pūrṇasya ādāya evāvaśiṣyate. Bend into your knees. Inhale, lift your arms up towards the sky, opening out into Tadasana, and immediately come into your Rudra Mudra. Open legs here. You again might want to turn your feet in the same direction as your knees. So here, if you have your feet turned forward, you'll notice that there's a rotation here. We want to try and keep this expansive space. One more breath. Bend into your knees. Check how you might want to bring your heels a little bit closer for goddess. Utkarta Konasana Deviyasana. Hands to your heart. Matangi Mudra. Inhale to reach up. Exhale over to the left. Inhale to center. Over to the right. Inhale to center. Take a moment here. Open out your arms. Hug them in. Elbows to your ribs. And then reach up. So let's open out the arms to the horizon. Hugging them in. Reaching up. So flowing here with your breath. Maintain. So here, with your feet, be aware of all four corners of your feet. Have your sacrum slightly tucked in, so your pelvic bowl is slightly tucked. Your thighs are engaged. See how this feels for you so that you feel more comfortable here. Let's stop wherever you are by bringing our arms out. Reach through the legs to straighten up. We're going to hinge over into triangle over to the right. Exhale, hands to the earth. So here you can be resting your right hand on your blocks or your low footstool or your leg. Turn the left foot in at a 45-degree angle. Now, what we want to do here is open out our shoulders. So take your left hand from your right shoulder across your heart so that your left shoulder opens up. Take your gaze up towards the sky, left hand on your left hip or arm reaching up into the sky. So you're hinging from this right hip over to the right. So we're not leaning forward, we're hinging over to the right here. One more breath here. Turn your gaze down towards your right foot. Bend into your right foot. Bring the left hand onto the earth. Right hand to the outside of your right foot. Inhale, lift your left leg here. Now here, yogis, you can place your hands on your blocks or your low footstool. So left leg is reaching behind you. The left toes can stay on the earth. You could have a deep bend in your right knee. When you have your balance here, bring your right hand so that it's slightly ahead of your right foot, over to the right. And then with your left hand, draw that left hand like we did before, across from the right shoulder, across the heart space to the left shoulder, and reach up with the left hand. Flex your foot here. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So remember that left foot can be on the earth. We are where we are. If you wobble and fall, come back and move through by placing hands on the earth and then opening up across the heart. One more breath here. When you're ready, bend into that left knee. Perhaps you take hold of your inside, the big toe side of your left foot. Sugarcane pose, Chapasana. Or maybe you're reaching for that foot. One more breath. Release the left hand, bring the left fingertips to the earth and bring the left foot to meet the right foot here at the top of your mat. Take a moment here. Forward fold, bend into your knees. And then bring your hands into Matangi Mudra, fingers interlaced, middle fingers extended. Inhale with the straight back, reach up towards the sky. Turn to the long side of your mat, so turn to the left here. Exhale over to the left. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the right. Chandrasana. Moon pose. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a moment here. Open out your arms. Exhale in towards the ribs. Inhale to reach up. Twice more, opening, tucking in the elbows, and then reaching up. And then for the final round, bringing your hands in front of your heart. Take a moment here. Connect with what it is that is causing you conflict or tension or confusion in your life. What is it that's stirring up things and it feels turbulent and chaotic? How can you, with your bow and arrow, find your focus, set your sights, come into clarity with the illumination of this super moon, the brightness of this super moon, the boldness of this super moon. As you exhale, let's step across the mat wide. Turn your feet out. Reach behind your backs and interlace your fingers. Release your middle fingers into Matangi Mudra. Draw your hands down towards the earth behind you. Either you can take hold of opposite elbows if this feels really challenging and inaccessible. Maybe you take hold of a belt here. Whatever the sensation is in your hands or your wrists or your lower arms, you want to draw your shoulder blades towards each other, open across your heart. As you exhale, you might want to invite a soft bend into your knees, hinge forward halfway. Arrow of your Matangi Mudra pointing behind you. Have clear direction through this emotional, intense period perhaps we're in. And then exhale to reach down towards the earth with your crown, hands reaching up behind you, or if you're holding elbows, keep drawing those closer together. Draw in the navel towards the spine. Check where the weight is in your feet. Balance the weight between the mound of the big toe and the inner heel, and the mound of the little toe and the outer heel. Micro bend your knees so that they are not locked. Relax your neck, your head, your neck, your shoulders. Keep reaching up behind you, drawing that shoulder blades together. You are resetting your path, resetting your trajectory. As the moon passes into the earth's shadow, the earth's umbra, this is where all of the fears, the conflicts could arise, where we come face to face with our shadows, with the dark side. But then as we move out back into this supermoon, that is how we get more focus, more vision. We feel illuminated. We can embrace change that's coming our way. Release your hands. Bring your hands down to the earth. Walk your hands as far forward as they can go, coming into this functional forward fold. Turn your toes so their feet are parallel here. Again, check the shifting of the weight back into your hips and pelvis. Breathe into the back body to decompress the space here in the lower back. Breathe into it. Create expansiveness in your lower back. Using the pūrṇ, the vital life force energy, to nourish this part of our body. This part of our body we can't see, unless we look in a mirror. So even parts of our own body are hidden to us. So if parts of our physical self are hidden, parts of our emotional self, our feeling self, our thinking self are also hidden to us. And this moon allows those to be revealed. Walk your hands back towards your body. Inhale, let's rise up. Open out your arms into Tadasana with your Rudra Mudra. Turn the left toes towards the bottom of the mat now. And so remember to turn in that right heel. Hinge over to the left as far as you can go. Maybe you need to adjust your stance. Reach for the earth with your left hand or your left leg or onto blocks or footstool here. With your right hand, bring it to your left shoulder, sweep it across the heart, and then reach up with your right arm or bring it onto your right hip. Turn your gaze up towards the sky. So remember the sensation here is rather than leaning over the left leg, we're hinging the side body, hinge over to the left. Turning up, looking at the sky. Aim your arrow for the stars. Find your destination. Leave behind all of the old, outdated ideas, beliefs, conditioned ways of being, or things that we've got comfortable in, but don't really serve us or support us or nourish us. This is the time to let go of those, release. Because once the truth has been revealed, then you can begin to release. Decolonising here. We're going to bend into that left knee softly. Turn your gaze down towards the left foot. Bring the right hand down towards the earth, perhaps onto blocks. Take the left hand onto the other side of your left foot. We're going to rotate on the ball of that right foot. And we're going to come into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, by hopping that right leg up behind us. We can have it parallel to the earth, or we can keep our toes on the earth. Left hand is slightly ahead of the left foot over to the left. Or can be on, remember you can use your block here. Flex the right foot. With your right hand, draw your hand across your left shoulder. Let me find my balance, too close to the wall for my comfort there. And then open that right shoulder and take your right arm up towards the sky, or you can have it resting on your right hip. Flex into that right foot. Gaze down towards the earth or parallel to the horizon or up towards the sky. And you might make micro movements. If you fall out, come right back in. Finding your balance. One more breath here. Bend into your right leg. You can take hold of your right foot with your right hand. The big toe side coming into Chapasana, sugarcane pose. And then when you're ready, release that right foot. Or remember, you could be reaching behind for it. Bring the right hand back to the earth and bring the right foot to meet the left foot to come into a forward fold at the top of your mat, at the bottom of your mat here. Hands into Matangi Mudra. You may bend into your knees with a straight back. Let's reach up to standing Tadasana. Turn to the right so you're facing the long edge of your mat. Exhale over to the left. Chandrasana, moon pose, crescent moon pose. Inhale to center, over to the right. Back to center. Here we're going to open out the arms, hug in the elbows to the ribs, and reach up with Matangi. So 3 times here, creating this expansiveness. Flow with your breath. So this idea of our mantra today, Om Pūrṇamada, Pūrṇamidam, pūrṇāt, pūrṇam ādāya. This sensation of the wholeness, that even when you take something away from the wholeness, you do not reduce the sense of its wholeness. It still remains because it's whole. So like in space, you can take away the stars, but the space and the universe will still be whole. When you've done your movements with your arms, exhale, hands to your heart. Take a moment here. Step across the mat again with the right foot. Open out. Bend into your knees. Let's come back into goddess pose here. You're going to open out the arms. Hug them in. Reach up with matangi. Open out the arms. Hug them in. Reach up with matangi. Sitting low here. One more time. And then let's bring the legs to straighten. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to move into warrior sequence. So let's think about and visualize the centaur for Sagittarius. This is a full moon in Sagittarius. So turn the right toes up. Left toes turn in a little bit. Bend into this right knee. So let's come into your stance. You probably want to have a leg's length between the 2 feet. Turn your hips so that they face forward over your right leg. So remember, these legs don't need to be lined up. You can have them sort of the width of your mat or half the width of your mat. Inhale, hands in matangi at the heart. Take a moment to reach up. So we're going to flow through the warrior sequence here. So keep with me. If you get kind of, you lose which sequence it is, just join me wherever you are. Inhale, hands reach up. Take a moment. Exhale, arms reach forward parallel to the horizon. One breath here. Turn onto the ball of your left foot. Hop onto the toes and then reach behind you with that left leg. Bend into your right knee, coming into warrior 3. Remember, you can use one of the hands on the wall. Drop the left toes behind you. Rise up in warrior 1 again. So from here, draw your navel in, root through the feet to transition from warrior 3 to warrior 1. So be purposeful in this movement. Perhaps you practice it. Remember, you can have one hand on the wall. And then come back with your matangi mudra. Hands reach forward again. This time, let's open up. Take the left hand behind you. Come into your Rudra Mudra. Inhaling here. We're going to bring the left hand to meet the right hand. And then draw the left hand back as if we're ready to shoot a bow and arrow. Keep your vision fixed on a focal point, your drishti on the horizon. Where are you aiming? Your new path forward. Turbulent change requires fearless courage to step forward, clarity and illumination of where we're going. Let's do that one more time. Left hand meets right. Draw the left arm across your body. Remember, the left shoulder across your heart to the right shoulder, across the heart, left shoulder. Drop that left hand, reach up and over for Shanti Warrior Vipariti. Virabhadrasana. Back to Warrior 2, Mahavirabhadrasana. Draw your hands together, Matangi Mudra behind your back. Reach forward with your heart over towards the right leg. As you do that, your interlaced hands behind you can stay parallel, or you can reach them up towards the sky as you take the crown down in humble warrior. Bound warrior, it's also known as. Take a moment here. Inhale to rise up with the heart. Open your hands. Straighten through your right leg. Take a moment. Bring your hands in matangi at the heart, just to rest your arms. And then let's turn the left toes up towards the bottom end of your mat, the back end of your mat. Bend into that left knee. Let's turn the hips over towards the left. And now remember your stance here. You can have your feet slightly wider or a little bit closer. Right foot at a 45-degree angle. Ground down through the four corners of your feet. Hug in the outer shins towards the middle. Imagine that here you're bringing your left leg and your right leg together. Lengthen through the sternum. Find your gaze. Matangi mudra hands. Inhale to reach up. As you exhale, we're going to rotate on the ball of that foot, bend into the left knee, and lift that right foot off the earth to come forward into warrior three. If you need some space, make sure you have the space that you need. So let's be in warrior one, Virabhadrasana. As you exhale, come on to shifting all of your weight onto the left leg here. Right leg reaches behind you. You can keep the toes on the earth if you wish. Coming into warrior three here. Use the balance that you have by reaching for a wall, perhaps. Bend into your left leg, left knee. That will help with the micro movements. Reach through the right toes. Reach through the middle fingers of your matangi mudra. Make sure you have lots of space. I have this less space here. When you're ready to come back, drop the right toes towards the earth and then shift your weight back into the heel of your right leg so that you come back into warrior one. So that shifting the weight or shifting your focus to that right heel will help you find the earth behind you. Warrior one. Open out into warrior two. Let's circle that right arm. Draw the right arm across the heart as if you're shooting a bow and arrow. So you can circle your arm or you can take it wide. Whatever suits you. Let's do that 3 times, this bow and arrow. Setting your drishti, your sights. And then let's bring the hands together in matangi mudra. Inhale to reach up. Open out your arms, take them behind you in matangi mudra. We're going to let's come into Shanti warrior first. So right hand on right leg, left hand up and over, left arm up and over. And now let's come into bound warrior. So humble warrior as it's known. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Exhale, reach your heart forward. You can stay here or you can lower your crown towards the earth. Hands reach up. Stay connected with the right foot. This will prevent you from shifting all of your weight into your left leg a little bit. So you'll just contain the energy in that right leg. You know the weight will shift here towards the left leg, but if you can redistribute it towards the hips and pelvis and extend the weight down into your right leg, that will help you. Engage your core. That will also lift up the weight. Inhale to rise up. Open out your arms. Turn that left foot in. Bring your hands together in Matangi at the heart. Heel toe, heel toe. And we're going to come to the earth through Malasana, yogi squat. You can come directly to the earth, or you can hover here for a few moments in your squat. Let's take a moment. Bring your Matangi Mudra here. And then let's release the hands to the earth and come down with our sit bones on the earth. Take a moment here. Let's hug everything in as if we are the sphere of the moon itself. Retreat back into the earth's shadow here for a moment, the darkest part of the earth. Think about what not only are our shadows hidden, but within those is our potential. So let's embrace our potential and explore our potential. And expand from the seed of potentiality. This moon has the power to transform. This alchemical process of yoga will help us to channel our pran, our vital life force energy, into the trajectory and path that we wish to explore. Inhale, lift your gaze. Bring your hands to either side of your hips. You're going to uncurl and lower to the earth. So I often invite you to go by lowering your lower back, but support yourself if you wish. So let's come into happy baby here. So hugging your knees. Hands can be at the back of thighs. And then lift the soles of your feet towards the sky, as if you're holding the supermoon there, balanced on the soles of your feet. Another way to achieve this underpins is to take your arms through the middle, wrap them around the outside of your lower leg, and place your hands on the outside edges of your feet. Again, imagining you're balancing the ball of the moon here. So, holding the luminous, brilliant moon here. Perhaps you can see the redness of this blood moon. Visualize it in your mind's eye. 3 more breaths here in Ananda Balasana. Release your hands. And let's bring the feet down to the earth. Cross the right ankle onto the left knee, just below the knee onto your left thigh. So you create a figure of 4. Hug in that left leg now. So your hand again can go to the back of your thigh or onto your left shin. Keep turning that right knee out. So this is reclined pigeon, Sutta Kapotasana. Keep that right foot flexed, engaged and active and dynamic. We work through our feet. Release that hands from your left leg, and then let's bring the left foot to the earth. And as we exhale, lower the knees over to the right, maintaining this figure of 4, and you will need to shift onto the big toe side of your left foot. So you create a zigzag with your legs. This is open twist. Arms can reach overhead, or you can have them in cactus arms, or you can have your arms extended open. 3 places for you to have your arms. Create some expansiveness here. So this is an open twist. Supta Matsyendrasana. Three breaths here. Make those breaths deep. Make them count. Expand the abdomen with them. Inhale, bring your legs back to center. Uncross that right foot. Take a moment. And then let's bring the left ankle onto the right thigh, just below the knee. Turn that left knee away from you, so you're opening actively through this left hip. Flex the left foot. Hands can go to the back of your right thigh or onto your right shin. Keep that left foot flexed here, the left knee turning out and away from you. This is Supta Kapotasana, reclined pigeon pose. We'll have 3 full breaths here. Release your hands, release that right foot to the earth. And then as you exhale, lower the left knee towards the earth, maintaining this figure of 4. You roll onto the big toe side of your right foot. So that you come into this open twist. Again, arms can be away from you. You can have them as cactus arms or reaching overhead. Yogi's choice. Big breath here. Super expand your breath here. 3 more. Inhaling, return to center. Open out your arms and your legs so that you come into this pentacle, this star-shaped version of Shavasana. Let's be in this Shavasana for a couple of breaths here, being mindful of our time together. But if you have more time available to yourself, you can stay here for longer. So we'll continue to think about how this bigger, bolder, brighter moon helps to illuminate the truth, reveals all of our shadows. Inhale, come back to center by gathering everything up. Exhale, roll over onto your side. And then with helping hands, rising up to your Sukhasana, coming into your Rudra Mudra, this howling Shiva Mudra, representing the calling of truth. Inhaling, hands together at the heart, closing by chanting our mantra, Om Purnamada, and then closing with Om Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam pūrṇāt pūrṇam udacyate pūrṇasya pūrṇamadaya pūrṇam evāvaśiṣyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hands to your eyebrow center. Dhanyavad, dhanyavad. Go take a moonlight walk.